Close your eyes for a second and try to picture your first birthday. Try to see the cake, the single candle, the faces leaning in. You almost certainly can't. There is a soft blank fog where the first few years of your life should be. This gentle forgetting has a scientific name. It is called infantile amnesia, and it happens to nearly everyone, in every culture, on every continent. The record simply goes quiet before the age of 3. For over a century, the explanation felt completely obvious. People assumed the infant brain was too new to keep a tape running. The machinery was supposedly unfinished, and the lights were on, but nobody was actually hitting record. It is a clean, logical story. If the brain is under construction, you naturally assume it can't do the job yet. But current research suggests this misses the truth entirely and drastically underestimates exactly what is happening inside a child's mind. Let's look at a remarkably simple experiment, but has been quietly disproving the old theory for decades. A researcher ties a soft ribbon from a 2-month-old baby's ankle to a colorful mobile. The baby kicks randomly at first. Then the movement makes the mobile dance. Within just a few minutes, the baby's kicking rate triples. They have linked their own physical action to the world moving around them. Take the mobile away and come back a full week later. Hang it up again, and that same baby immediately starts kicking rapidly. They have retained the causal rule long after the original event. We no longer have to rely solely on behavioral observations. In 2025, scientists managed to get wide-awake babies into an fMRI scanner to watch memories form in real time. This diagram shows the hippocampus, the brain structure that stitches experiences into lasting memories, flashing brightly as the babies looked at brand new pictures. This chart shows how that activity translates to memory. The harder the little brain worked to encode the image originally, the longer the baby stared at it during a recognition test later. The seahorse was already on the job. The recording light is absolutely on. Babies are encoding their experiences perfectly, which forces us into a much stranger puzzle. If the tape is running and the memories are being made, where exactly do they go? Modern science suggests that infantile amnesia is a retrieval problem. The recording exists, but the adult brain lacks the path required to access the file. Picture a vast library where every single book was shelved correctly the day it arrived. The texts are entirely intact. But over the years, someone tore out the catalog, rearranged the aisles, and took down all the signs. The memory exists, you just have no map left to walk to it. The culprit destroying your map to the past is a biological process called neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons. A baby's brain grows at a staggering pace. In those early years, new brain cells are born rapidly, and new connections form by the millions every single second. Imagine writing your most precious notes onto a page, and then that same page is rebuilt and overwritten with new layers, again and again. The physical structure holding your early memories is remodeled so intensely that the original pathways are buried under the new growth. It is a bittersweet reality. The intense burst of brain growth that allows a baby to soak up a language and learn how gravity works is the very force that hides their earliest experiences from later reach. There is also a psychological barrier. Before a certain age, a baby's recordings are rigidly locked to the exact physical context where they happened. If they learn a theme in a specific crib, they may act as if they've never seen it before if the room changes. A memory you can actually hold on to and narrate later, an autobiographical memory, requires tools a young infant lacks. It needs language to give the moment words, a structured story format, and a clear, settled sense of I that the event happened to. A child develops those tools through a completely ordinary daily habit. When parents and toddlers sit and remember out loud together, talking about the beach, the big wave, the dog, they provide the scaffolding required to turn a raw experience into a durable story. The data shows that in families and cultures with rich storytelling habits, children form their earliest durable memories significantly earlier in life. Language and connection act as the tools that translate a fleeting biological recording into a narrative you can carry for life. Knowing all of this, a painful question naturally arises for parents. If your baby will never consciously remember the midnight rocking or the patient soothing, does the effort even matter? It matters intensely. You have to separate memory into 2 layers. There is the conscious story that eventually fades away, and there is the deep architectural imprint that stays behind. Every time you answer a cry in the dark or meet their eyes with a warm gaze, a tiny brain learns that the world is safe and that someone will reliably show up for them. Every soothing word and steady heartbeat is taken in and woven directly into the foundation of who they are becoming. It is a language far older than words. The child's conscious mind forgets the specific events, but their nervous system permanently stores the biological and emotional imprint of feeling loved. You are not pouring love into a machine that is switched off, and you are not wasting your time on someone too young to retain it. You are laying down the deepest layer of a human life. They may never be able to tell you the story of these nights, but you are in there. You are the memory that lasts. If this gave you a little comfort tonight, go ahead and subscribe. We explore the inner workings of the mind, and we'd love for these gentle reminders to find their way back to you when you need them most. Share this video with a parent who is deep in the trenches and might need to hear it at 3 in the morning, and leave a comment below telling me your own earliest memory and how old you think you were. Thank you for spending this time with me. Be gentle with yourself tonight. The invisible, repetitive work you are doing is building the structural base for everything that comes next.